Sagan wanted to communicate with extraterrestrials. He hoped that they in turn would communicate with us. Now you know that the Republicans can't communicate with the Democrats. You know that husbands and wives have difficulty in communicating. Children and parents have difficulty because the language we use was designed a long time ago. And it is inherently difficult to get ideas across in the language that we use today. I remember the beginning of the space program. Somebody said you wouldn't see man on the moon for 1,000 years. A guy like that should say, I don't know enough about rocketry, I don't know anything about space travel, therefore I can't give you an answer. Learning how to say, I don't know, is the most difficult thing. Communism uses money. Communism has banks. It has armies, navies, social stratification, and government. We don't have any of those things. It has nothing in common with any established system.
I mean, let's be honest, he was talking about this stuff before it became trendy, before it became popular. You know, Fresco's been around, man. This guy had conversations with Einstein, okay? That's old school. So people really like Jacque, they like his message, and people really relate to him. And I think it's because it's not just an economic platform or a technology platform. It's really a different way of looking at humanity.
Now here they take a group of scientists and engineers and they work on flying machines. You give them a flying machine, they use it to bomb cities. So how can a person be scientific if they have allegiance to their country rather than to the earth and everyone on it and the intelligent use of resources? This would be a scientist to me.
It's called the Venus Project, and he says 50 million people around the world are now involved or aware of it.
Pour cela, sachez-le, the Venus Project, le projet Venus.
Industrijski genijalac Jacque Fresco.
The Venus Project proposes a system in which automation and technology are intelligently integrated into a holistic socio-economic design where the primary function is to maximize the quality of life rather than profits.
An extraordinary Miamian, Dr. Jacque Fresco. I could go through all the things that Dr. Fresco has done. He's a social engineer, industrial engineer, designer, inventor, consultant, was a consultant for Rotorcraft Helicopter, director of Scientific Research Laboratories, Los Angeles, designed and copyrighted various items, ranging from drafting instruments to X-ray units. Has had works published in the Architectural Record, Popular Mechanics, Saturday Review, and has been a technical and psychological consultant to the motion picture industry, member of the Air Force Design Development Unit at Wright Field, developed the electrostatic anti-icing systems, designed prefabricated aluminum houses. Does it bug you that people, when they talk about Jacque Fresco in Miami, say that he's someone who's too far ahead of his time? His thinking is, we're not ready for advanced kind of thinking, of that type. Does it bug you?
I imagine every creative person in every field encounters that sort of problem. No, it doesn't. I can't afford it. There's too many things that are important. In essence, to me, all of the marvels of science and technology, all of the electronics and mechanical wonders are just so many millions of tons of junk, unless it enhances the lives of men. The reason we emphasize machines and technology is to free man to go to art centers, music centers, cultural centers, and to find the meaning of their own existence and lives. All of the new cities will be a university in essence. The center of a city, the nucleus, is a university. A university that covers all subjects related to man. It is not a commercial university. There's no courses that are used to exploit or abuse any other human being. All business courses will be phased out. All repetitious jobs will be phased out. We feel that machines ought to do the filthy or the repetitious or the boring jobs. That man has to be free to pursue the higher things, the higher possibilities of man. In other words, if this is the medical unit, this little branch, and if you work in this center, you may live in the garden cities that surround the center. You don't have to. You can if you will. Each of the garden cities contain lakes, recreation areas, and between cities, we let everything go back to nature. The city population in this particular city is 15,000. We have larger cities designed up to 2 million. The cities are all immersed in beautiful gardens. There are no trees in a row. It is not a mechanical environment. It is essentially a city immersed in a second Garden of Eden, where there are lakes, recreation areas, art centers, music centers, cultural centers, and surrounding the city, we have the agricultural belt where we grow foods hydroponically. Between cities, we let everything go back to nature. The deer, the coyote, the entire ecological balance is maintained. We might build circular cities in the sea, where the water is about 30, 35 feet deep. Most of the apartment houses will open out into the sea. You can observe marine life and fish swimming by. There'll be no zoos, no seaquariums. Everything will be observed in natural conditions. Most of the homes will be individually contoured. If you're an artist, you'll live in the kind of house that is most suitable to your areas of interest. If you're a technician, a musician, the house will be designed for your needs. Most of the houses will be self-generative. That is, the heat of the sun falls upon your roof and lowers the temperature on the inside of the house. The sunlight is scattered on the inner walls, in which you have a phosphor coating, and the room glows all evening with a soft glow without any electricity, without any power waste. All of the pavement in the area is black. Under the pavement are heating coils, that is, built-in PVC tubing or wiring or conveyor tubing for water. As the sun beats down on the pavement, we get all the hot water we need without burning any fuel, conserving energy. That all the buildings will be earthquake-proof, fire-proof, termite-proof, and shock-resistant, in that they will rest on a particularly designed sand bay so that no direct shock can be transferred to the architecture. There are no fire departments because nothing in the architecture can burn. Some people may want to live in a different kind of home. I myself am interested in world affairs, ecological changes, therefore the walls would have panoramic screens giving me the kind of information that I am interested in. Your home may be different, designed to fit your needs. Some individuals may want to live in a way-out house. How far way out, how far out you want to live would be determined by your value system and your lifestyle. It is not a restricted society. It is not a 1984. It is not a brave new world, but it is something brand new. What looks like a giant foot is really a wind tunnel in a vertical position. We feel by building 6 of these in the Los Angeles area and the New York area and accelerating air down through this tunnel by means of turbines and electrostatic filters and a low temperature base, we can clean the air of the solids, particulate matter, gases, and all suspended particles within a period of 1 year, clean the air in the Los Angeles and New York area, and then remove these structures and build garden cities again. Let's not wait for nature to do it. We loused it up. We're going to have to clean it up. We have 500 potential volcanoes we can harness. We can use that natural heat from the volcano. No smog, no smoke, no dirt, no gases, no fuels, no oil spills, and no more burning of fuels in any city to generate power. And it's easy to tap, and it's clean and available. As soon as we make up our minds to put scientists, rather than on weapons, nerve gas, on harnessing the earth power that is already here. This is part of the linear acceleration train that can take you anywhere in the world in just a few hours. safely, without snow, rain, being lost at sea, subject to the weather.
Are all these things you're saying, Jacque, could they be built with what we know today, or are some of these things, are you guessing based on what we know today?
No. All of these things can be built with what we know today. It would take 10 years to change the surface of the earth, to rebuild the world into a second Garden of Eden. The choice lies with you. The stupidity of a nuclear arms race, trying to solve your problems politically by electing this political party or that political party, that all politics is immersed in corruption. Your whole banking system is utterly corrupt. Your lending institutions have loused up the system, but there's nobody out there telling you what's wrong with it. So it looks okay to you. I'm not afraid of anybody. I don't work for anyone. No one can discharge me.
A resource-based economy operates on the basis of available resources and makes those resources available to every human being on earth, free of charge, without a price tag. So we have today more than enough resources to build a far more advanced society. I'm not talking about limited handouts so that people just get by. I'm talking about a very advanced civilization. We have the resources, we have the technology, all we have to do is apply it.
You can't find the answers by declaring a society democratic. You can only find the answers by research and development. You can only find the answers by innovation, by studying the systems and the problems, and working on methods of alleviating those problems. And law is really avoiding problems. It's just nailing a proclamation on the wall saying, you don't do this. You see, it doesn't work. In the long run, you might cause people to consider an action before they take it. We don't want to build a fence around our country, say, this is the greatest country in the world, we're going to keep it that way. We depend on other countries. If we live to ourselves, I can assure you, we'll die of ourselves. Because in the event of catastrophic failure, you will be invaded by the minorities if they don't have food, water, or the wherewithal to live.
The city is built to bring out what you call individuality, creativity, thinking, development, to question all things and challenge all ideas. The city is not utopian. It is an open city to develop all ideas, to change our concepts when they need to be changed.